Alright, you've made it to the very end of Facebook Marketing 101. We're going to finish it with one more ad, basically an ad how-to, and I actually saved the easier one for last. So if you didn't have any trouble with the first one, you'll probably not have too much trouble with this second one. It's a little bit quicker and we'll be able to get through it a little faster just because we've already talked about a lot of our targeting options with the first ad that we created. So we're going to create this ad the same way as we did our first one. Drop down arrow in the top right corner, come down to create ads. If we ever want to look at the ads that we have created and see what's running, we can go into manage ads, which takes us to the same place, our ads manager, except it has a list of the ads that are currently running, how much money they've spent, what their reach and exposure has been, just another way to see which ads are performing and which ones are performing best. So this ad that we're going to do is basically just promoting a post that we've already created onto our page. So we don't have to get in there and add any link to our website or add any images if we don't want to. We don't have to do any of that. We're literally just posting promoting a post that we have already posted. Because I ended with an ad without submitting it, Facebook's going to tell me, hey, this is where you left off. Do you want to finish this one? I'm going to put start over, but just know that if for whatever reason you have to get out of an ad last minute before you get to submit it, Facebook will save your progress on that, which is cool. Okay, so this one is going to be called, it's still a consideration objective, but actually we're going to do engagement for this one. So it's going to take me down, ask me to name my campaign. Remember, I name the campaign usually what the objective is. In this case, it's engagement. So on this engagement objective, you have a few options. You can either do post engagement, like I mentioned just a second ago, where we're just basically going in and promoting something we've previously posted. You can do page likes if you want, especially if your page is new and you really want to increase your amount of page likes. This is a perfect ad for you to do that. Basically, it would just ask you to create a pretty general ad saying something about, you know, hey, I'm Kelsey Razier, I'm in real estate, let me sell you a home today, or something like that. Something just general about your page as opposed to something specific like an open house or a post about myths to selling your home. And then of course there's event responses. This is a perfect thing to use if you're trying to get a better turnout at an event, whether that be an open house or a customer appreciation event, just a Christmas party you're having for your clients, whatever. You can use that event responses option to promote an event that you're having. So I've named my campaign, my objective, and then I'm just going to click continue. This time my ad set is going to be, we'll name this one sellers. Because this ad, I'm really going to be targeting sellers with this particular post. I'm going to name the ad set sellers, but whenever I get into ad, I'll be a little bit more specific about what my ad is about, and you'll see when we get into that. As I continue to scroll down the page, we're brought into audience, and remember, we saved that audience from our last ad set, so if I wanted to, don't have to, but if I wanted to, I could use this ad or this audience that I previously created. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. If I am targeting the same persona, then I'm just going to use that and I'm not going to go back through and redo it again. But of course, you can save many audiences. So if you wanted to create a new one, you could definitely do that as well. I'm going to go in here to automatic placements. For whatever reason, it actually defaulted to edit placements. I don't want to do that. But just for training's sake, you can see what that looks like. If you just want mobile and desktop, you can go through here and click where exactly they're going to show up and what they'll look like when they do show up. Again, this isn't something that I would probably encourage you to do unless you just want or up for an extra challenge. I'd make it easy and just let Facebook choose my placements. Coming down here to budget and schedule, I think this time I'm going to set a lifetime budget. I actually think I want this ad to run for a month. So I'll do starting January 25th to February 25th. Those times are good. I'll just leave those times. If I'm wondering what time I should run my ad for, I might look back at my insights and see when people are most active on my page. Facebook's telling me that my budget is too low for this amount of time, and it will tell you what the minimum budget is. This is saying at least $31. Just for curiosity, let's see what $31 gets me. So if we were to enter that, Facebook will go ahead and estimate a daily reach, and it looks like we can get anywhere between 82 and 350 people. Let's see if we doubled that and made it a budget of $62. It about doubles the reach. Also gives us a post engagement estimate as well. So for the month, I really think that I want to do about, let's say, $50. This budget is really just kind of whatever you feel like you can afford to put on Facebook. There's not really a great way to calculate, hey, what should my budget on Facebook be, without having some data, some previous data to analyze before. So it's just really best practice to say, what can I spend on Facebook for the month, and go ahead and allocate that how you see fit. I'll confirm how much money I'm spending, how long my ad's going to run, and then I'll click continue. Ad name up here, because I'm going to be using a post about 7 seller myths about selling your home, or whatever that post was about, I'm just going to name my ad Seller Myths, so that whenever I'm looking at my Facebook insights and I see that Seller Myths was performing really well, then I can remember, oh yeah, that was that link about Seller Myths. That just helps me, again, just my personal preference. Oh yeah, that's what that link was about, Seller Myths. If you want to name this 123 ad, I mean, it really doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't affect the placement. It really just affects the organization of your ad. So however you would understand it best is how you need to designate that. So I'm going to go in here. I'll click what page that I need this ad to be running on. If you run multiple pages, that's when you need to be careful about your selection. If you only run one page, then it's not a big deal. It will automatically select it. If you have an Instagram account, you can go ahead and add that Instagram account, and I would encourage you to do so, because the more exposure you get, the better. And Facebook will actually run your ad on Instagram for free. So that's pretty awesome if you do have an Instagram account. Even if you don't, Facebook will still show your ad on Instagram even without an account. Of course, if somebody sees your ad on Instagram, then they won't be able to follow that ad to an actual Instagram account if you don't have one linked to this ad. So I would say that you should definitely have an Instagram as a real estate agent, and it's an awesome thing to be able to link up with your Facebook page as well. Down here is where we need to select our creative. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to select a post that I've previously shared. You'll see that's a very easy thing to do. I just need to do that drop down, select the post that I want to promote, and then it's going to show me exactly what that's going to look like. And you'll notice after this class, whenever you're on your own personal Facebook, which posts say sponsored. That's the telltale sign that that's an ad, meaning somebody's paying to show that to you. Desktop, this is what it's going to look like. You'll see they also have a little button here to like your page. So even though this particular objective is not just for page likes, because it's an engagement ad, it does ask you to like the page. So that being said, I think it would be best practice to go ahead and choose not just the like ad for your Facebook page, maybe something that's like this, a little bit more relevant or interesting to your target audience, but it also gets your name out there as well. And like I said, they have the option to like the page on this ad set as well, even though this is not an ad specifically meant for page likes. If I wanted, again, to set up my Facebook pixel, I could do that here, but we're just going to skip through that. And we'll click continue, and our ad will be sent off for approval. Something that's interesting about this one, and I'm actually glad it's showing up, Facebook's telling me right here, hey, your ad may not be approved. I'll go ahead and tell you now, Facebook is awfully picky about what they let run through their ad system. Sometimes if your image has more than 20% text on the actual image, they'll deny your ad. This one, it looks like they're giving me a hard time about housing opportunities. Crazy. What I would do if I were to try to be running this ad, first of all, I would maybe request a manual review just so that this doesn't run through a machine. Hopefully it can get to a person who can see, oh, okay, this is Kelsey. She's a real estate agent and she's trying to share this link about pricing myths. I mean, sometimes that's okay and it will get through, no big deal. Other times they'll give you a really hard time about it and you may have to change your ad entirely. Just don't be discouraged by that. Keep that in mind as you run Facebook campaigns. Sometimes Facebook's just going to deny your ad because they can and because they're Facebook and they can get by with it. Of course, like I said, I would say request a manual review if they don't approve it, because of course they're just saying it may not be approved. I'd try to run it, and if for whatever reason it kicked it back with disapproval, I would then request a manual review. But like I said, you may just have to end up changing your ad entirely. If I'd like to review all of my settings, I can do that. If not, I would just click confirm and have the ad run. Again, that one's a little bit quicker than what we did with that carousel ad earlier. Just a different way, really just a different format of an ad that you can use. I think that about sums it up for our Facebook Marketing 101. I'm going to post all of these videos to our YouTube channel for you to access later if you're interested in doing that. If not, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for taking the time to come to my class, and I hope that Facebook proves to be an effective marketing tool for growing your real estate business. Thanks, y'all.